friends, it's Kelly and welcome back to Mama Needs a Goal. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it, and if you're new here, welcome. So today I wanted to show you a quick and easy recipe that I have been making for many years. It is one of my husband's favorites, and it is a great recipe, especially for Lent. It is called imitation seafood pasta salad. This is great as a meal by itself. It's great for a quick lunch, and it's also great for a side dish. It's a very easy, inexpensive dish to make. It's wonderful to take to parties or picnics or cookouts or whatever you want. So I'm going to show you how I make this. So let me let me go over real quick all the ingredients. Now, first let me state, I normally use the farfalle pasta, but for some strange reason, I am finding it very difficult to find it in any of my grocery stores. So today I am using the rotini pasta salad. I figured with the little curls it'll grab the mayo a little bit better, but normally I would use the farfalle. I just think it works much better. My Duke's mayo, you can use Kraft or Hellmann's, whatever you prefer, but I do like this mayo. I have 8 ounces of imitation crab meat. Excuse me. Now, whenever this goes on sale, I buy it and I throw it in the freezer. You can freeze this. The only thing, when I open this up, I will be laying it out on a paper towel just to get some of the moisture, wetness off of it. So, but you can freeze this. So whenever they go on sale, snatch it up, throw it in the freezer. Some celery, some celery, and some red onion, and my favorite ingredient, Old Bay. This is definitely a Maryland thing. I'm sure this can be bought on Amazon, so I will find a link where this can be purchased, and I will link it in the description box for those of you that do not have this in your area. So now let me turn the camera around and we'll get started. Oh, and I have my pot of water on back here. I'm getting that ready to cook the pasta. Okay, so I now have opened my package of imitation crab meat, and as you can see, I have it laying here on a paper towel, and it is pulling all that moisture out from it. Like I said, I did freeze it, so it's thawing, and I'm just trying to get that excess water off. So now I'm going to go ahead and cut up my celery and my onion. Okay, so I have 2 stalks of celery. Get this cut up. Okay, so now I'm going to peel and cut my onion. I'm only going to use half of this onion, not using the whole thing. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and cut this in half. Put that aside. I'm going to go ahead and cut this. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and pull apart our imitation crab meat. And I just take it apart kind of like you do with string cheese a little bit, like that. Just pull it out. And if you really like this, you can always add two packages to this. It's just, you know, personal preference. So I'm going to go ahead and chop up some of this. Okay. We're going to go ahead and put that in the bowl right there. Push that to the side. Then we'll just go ahead and continue to pull apart. Just want to do about 4 strings of it. Like I went ahead and added my celery, onion, and my crab meat. And then what I usually like to do is just do a little bit of a sprinkle now on the seafood, just to make sure it gets mixed in well. I just kind of sprinkle it around. And then I just stir it, mix it well. And now my water is boiling, so I'm going to go ahead and put my pasta in and cook my pasta, and then we'll come back. Here in the sink right in front of the window. It's like sleeting outside and snowy, so this should cool down pretty fast. I'm gonna let it cool down, and once it's cooled down, we're gonna go ahead and mix everything up. All right, my friends, so my pasta is now cool. So what I'm going to do, what I like to do is I add in half of my pasta, and I like to mix it up a little bit. And then I will do half a teaspoon of Old Bay, or excuse me, half a tablespoon of Old Bay. And I sprinkle that all around, and I get it mixed up really well. Just like trying to get that Old Bay in there on the pasta and mix it up really well before I put the mayo in. Honestly, you could probably even eat it like this if you wanted to. Okay. Now I'm going to take my measuring cup, and I'm going to do a half a cup of mayo. Okay, so I'll dump that in. I just find this easier to mix when I do it this way than doing it all at one time. With arthritis in my hands, I find it a little bit easier to manage mixing. So just a little tip for you if you do have a hard time with your hands. I just find this a little bit more manageable, but you can surely do the whole tablespoon of Old Bay and a whole cup of mayo at one time. But like I said, I just find that it helps with my hands, and two, see how it mixes really well? And that way I know I'm covering it all. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and add the last of my pasta. And then, honestly, I am a big Old Bay person. I absolutely love it. So I do a lot more than what most people like. So I have about a tablespoon and a half of Old Bay in here. I would suggest starting out with just a tablespoon, and then you can always go back in and add it, because you can't take away from it, obviously. So if you love Old Bay, then you'll like it with that tablespoon and a half. If you've never had it, again, start off with a half a tablespoon, and then just add as you go along. And now I'm going to go ahead and add in the other half of my mayo. Actually, I'm probably doing about 3/4 of a cup of mayo instead of a full cup. I am not a fan of mayo. Sometimes after it sits like overnight, or for most of the day, sometimes the pasta will soak it up, and you can always go back in and just add a little bit more mayo if it's a little dry. And like I said, the same thing with the Old Bay. It's better to start out with just a little bit and then add, because you can't take away. There we go. And see how it feels just a lot easier for me to mix it this way. Okay, move Old Bay out of the way. And that is it, my friends. That is all that you need to do. And this salad is so yummy.